Admiral Brad Cooper, the head of Central Command, who's leading Donald Trump's illegal war in Iran, just fell apart during a congressional hearing. Democratic lawmakers were pointing out the war crimes being committed and the lack of leadership shown at the highest levels of the Defense Department and honestly in the military itself. It was very upsetting to watch Admiral Cooper lie and act like a Trump loyalist. And it's really disgusting to see this at the top of our military because we've always been told, sure, the Defense Department itself with Hegseth and Elbridge Colby and all these clowns can't be trusted. But you can trust the people running Central Command and the other commands, and the people at the top of military leadership. After what I just watched at this congressional hearing, after seeing what Brad Cooper did, this man cannot be trusted. And honestly, this was gross to watch at the highest level of our military. Shame on Cooper. And shame on anyone here who won't admit basic facts and be honest with the American people while we're watching this illegal war unfold, causing so much suffering here and around the world. First, let me show you Democratic Congressman Crow. He's an Army Ranger. He's someone who has given so much service to this country in some of the toughest combat zones. Watch his questioning. And I think even Congressman Crow was caught off guard, because I don't think he expected it to go this way when he asked the Admiral a very simple question. Do you agree that showing no mercy, as he put it, goes against our military rules? It's written right there in our military rulebook. Can you just read what the rulebook says? And Admiral Cooper, who leads Central Command, won't even acknowledge the words written in the military rulebook. Watch what happens.
I just read it to you.
Yes, sir.
You're a combatant commander. You're one of our most senior military officers with tens of thousands of service members under your command. Does the Law of War Manual state that it is prohibited to declare that no quarter be given?
It prohibits a large number of things.
No, I've asked you.
I will follow.
I just read the provision to you. I just literally read the provision to you. Does it prohibit you or anyone else from declaring that no quarter be given? I just read it to you.
We will follow everything that's in the law.
Answer the question, Admiral Cooper. You have tens of thousands of service members under your command.
And
I literally just read a provision from the Law of War Manual, our own manual. Will you not just say what I just read to you?
I will say that we will follow the law of armed conflict to the T.
This is just unbelievable to me.
I find the same thing, sir.
This is just unbelievable to
We
me.
will follow the law of armed conflict very calmly.
You have tens of thousands of service members under your command. I literally verbatim just read a provision from our own Law of War Manual, and you will refuse to say what that provision says. Will you agree that it is prohibited under our own manual that you and all the people under your command are obligated to follow to declare that no quarter be given?
I will agree, consistent with my constitutional responsibility, to follow the law of armed conflict to the T. And I expect everyone working for me to do that.
This is not leadership. This is not leadership. To not be able to say something as basic. The people, the men and women who we represent, who are under your command, deserve leadership.
Mr. Chairman, I object. This is a personal attack. This is unfair, and appreciate the Admiral very much as a Navy dad.
This is well within the purview. This is well within the purview of my questioning.
If I may.
Gentleman's time. I
reclaim my time. Can I reclaim some additional time?
I'm going to give you some extra time. Go ahead.
It's our job to make sure the law is being followed. That is literally the obligation of this Congress. I read to you a provision of our own Law of War Manual, and all I want you to say is what the provision says. That it is prohibited, this is the title, this is what the title says, to declare that no quarter be given.
I will follow the law to the T and expect everyone to do the same.
This is extremely disappointing. Our service members deserve far better than this. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back. I want to make...
Then we had another veteran, Democratic Congressman Seth Moulton, and he's questioning Cooper. And he's saying, I just want to understand plain English. I get that you're going to dodge. You're going to refuse to answer questions. You're going to repeat Trump talking points, which is shocking to see from someone leading Central Command. But sir, I just want to know about the English language. What's the difference between obliterated, which is what Trump said last June about all the nuclear plants and facilities in Iran, versus significantly damaged, because we need to be honest with the American people. Damn it. And then I want you to watch as Cooper squirms and again refuses to give straight answers. This is really disturbing to watch. It really is, because our brave men and women in the military deserve so much better. All the incredible leaders in our military who have been forced out and attacked deserve so much better. It hurts me to say this because I really admire our military, especially at the top level. These people are supposed to be role models. What on earth are we watching here? Watch Cooper for yourself. See this clip.
Well, Cooper, you keep using the term significantly degraded. Last summer, we were told that Iran's nuclear weapons program was obliterated. Can you clarify the distinction between obliterated and significantly degraded?
Congressman, again, I think appropriate to talk about anything regarding the Iranian nuclear program.
No. I'm not asking you to talk about the Iran nuclear program. I'm asking you to talk about English language. What's the difference between obliterated and significantly degraded? Are they the same?
Congressman, anything regarding the nuclear program.
I'm not asking you to talk about the nuclear program, Admiral. I'm asking you to answer a question that applies to a lot of things beyond the nuclear program. You've also said that their ballistic missile program was significantly degraded. What does that mean?
The specific numbers are best, as you know from your own.
But President Trump's own national security strategy, which he signed in December, 5 months ago, used the exact same phrase, significantly degraded. So if this was true back then, 5 months ago, then why did we start this war? Was he lying to us then?
Congressman, from a military perspective, anything regarding
Admiral, are you familiar with General Westmoreland?
I'm very familiar, Congressman.
He's well known for talking about body counts. Now, when I think about you in this war, I always think about how you always got up there and would say everything's going according to plan. So let me just ask, Admiral, where was closing the strait in the plan?
I'm happy to discuss the specific operational aspects.
But did you just not anticipate that? Did you not think that Iran could do that? Or was that part of the plan here?
Congressman,
for 250 years, the Navy has kept sea lanes open and free. Under every previous president, the Strait of Hormuz has been open. So why is it closed under your watch?
Congressman, I've traveled through the Strait of Hormuz probably 100 times. I'm intimately familiar with it as a combatant commander.
So why is it closed? If you're so familiar with it, did you not anticipate that Iran might
answer the question? If I may answer with respect, with all due respect. My responsibility as a combatant commander is to lay out all the options, present those to the Secretary and the President. They make policy level decisions.
So you presented
the operational aspect.
So Admiral, you presented the reality that Iran might close the strait to the President and the Secretary of Defense.
Anything that I discuss with respect to
okay, well, let's go back to the plan. Where was begging China for help opening the strait part of the plan?
So from a military perspective,
there are multiple reports now public that Iran has already reconstituted many of its bombed out missile sites. Was that part of the plan too?
Those reports are inaccurate.
Then we heard from Congressman Garamendi, and he said, did Central Command fire on Iranian attackers earlier this month? To which Cooper said yes. Okay, so we're in an active conflict situation. They're firing on us. We're firing on them. And you're calling this a ceasefire? Yes, sir. This is a ceasefire. This is a ceasefire. Man, you can't answer a simple question straight, Garamendi says. And again, as I watch this, I'm watching our top military leaders act like this. Seriously. Here, play this clip.
Iranian attackers running the blockade on May 6th and 8th.
We fired on, after going through a series of de-escalation measures to get tankers to stop, consistent with the blockade, we disabled those tankers.
So you did fire on Iranian tankers on May 6th and 8th?
We disabled them, yes. We fired on them, and as a result of the fire, they were effectively disabled.
Did the U.S. launch strikes against Iranian military sites on May 7th?
So, United States forces in the execution of defensive mission in moving destroyers from the Arabian Gulf back into the Gulf of Oman were fired upon dozens of times We defended ourselves.
So
And
American forces were fired upon by Iran, and you fired back.
That's exactly right.
Thank you. Is it your military assessment that hostilities have been ceased since April?
We remain in a ceasefire. Yes.
That's not my question. My question was military assessment that hostilities have ceased since April.
My military assessment is the ceasefire has set the foundation for military hostilities to cease. Iran pushes it.
So the hostilities have continued.
Well, Iran clearly attacked our ships, as you described, dozens of times. Yes, sir.
I'm really very, very sorry for the two of you. You just cannot answer a question correctly and directly, but you're doing the best you can. It's incredible to me that this department has such disregard for the Congress and the U.S. Constitution, that the U.S. military forces are not still engaged in hostilities and still deployed against the war and ignoring the War Powers Act and the Constitution.
Then shout out to Democratic Congresswoman Sarah Jacobs. She represents the San Diego area, and she asks a very simple question to Admiral Cooper, the head of Central Command. She presses him on the bombings, the war crimes, the killing by the United States of over 60 young schoolgirls in that city, and all the other schools and gyms and buildings where innocent Iranians have been killed. And then watch again as Cooper just goes, well, you know, we did the first investigation, but I'm not going to confirm those results. So now we've moved it up to an outside investigation. What are you talking about? What on earth is going on right now? And I believe this is a direct result of Trump and Hegseth forcing out good leaders. So now you get weak, pathetic leadership like this. And I'm not holding back, because this is weak, pathetic leadership at the very top of our military. And it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable as an example of leadership. Damn it. Here, play this clip.
Admiral, we have public reporting here from the New York Times that the preliminary investigation, the preliminary inquiry concluded that the United States is at fault. Can I also enter this into the record?
Without objection, so ordered.
Can you confirm that this was, in fact, the finding of the preliminary inquiry?
Congressman, I was asked about this last Thursday in a Senate Armed Services Committee hearing. We spent the weekend, myself and the staff, we looked into all 39 incidents that were outlined in the article. My assessment and our staff confirmed only one of them correlated with the U.S. strike. That was the strike in Minhab on the girls' school. It is an active IRGC base. The other 38 instances did not involve U.S. munitions.
Okay. I'm actually asking about a different New York Times article, although I will get to that one. This one is about just the Minhab strike. U.S. at fault in strike on school in Iran, preliminary inquiry says. Can you confirm that the U.S. being at fault was, in fact, the finding of the preliminary inquiry into the school strike in Minhab?
The only outcome of the preliminary inquiry was that it was brought to my attention. I immediately directed a more sophisticated, comprehensive investigation that would be led by an outside organization. That is in progress. We're coming toward the end of it. And as you mentioned, I'm committed to full transparency. I think this is a vitally important matter.
Okay. And when can we expect this investigation to be complete and shared with us?
This investigation or any investigation, I'm always reluctant to put a timetable on it. It is coming to the end. And I think transparency is important, ma'am.
Okay. And will you commit today to release an unclassified version of it to the public?
I do.
Okay, thank you. And on these other 39 allegations here, in this other New York Times article, you have done preliminary assessments of these reports?
We looked at all 39, yes.
Okay. And your understanding is that none of the other 38 had U.S. munitions?
Not just our understanding, our comprehensive assessment is the other 38 did not have a U.S. munition nexus at all.
Can you share that analysis with this committee?
Sure. And beyond that, I'd be more than happy to invite you and any member of the staff here to come down and take a look at Tampa for yourselves.
Good. I plan on doing that.
And even he says, I mean, we're talking about some of the most pro-military people out there. Congressman Smith, Democratic Congressman Smith, he's like, I don't trust you. I don't trust your answer. And for Congressman Smith to say that, and for those who know Congressman Smith, for him to look at the head of Central Command and say, I don't trust you. Yeah, I don't trust you. I don't trust this. No one trusts you. You've broken the trust. We already know about the political hacks in the Defense Department, but now you've broken the trust at the very top of the military with this behavior of yours. Shame on you. Shame on this guy. Play this clip.
In your opening remarks, the commitment of your command to preventing civilian harm. So just two questions about that. One, it's been 80 days thereabouts since the initial bombing campaign that struck the girls' school in Iran. Tehran killed, I think, over 150 schoolgirls. It's really pretty clear what happened there. But 80 days on, we have not taken responsibility for that attack. The endless stalling that's being investigated, it's being investigated, it's being investigated. In the past, when we've had these types of mistakes, they have been quickly acknowledged, even if a further investigation is necessary to figure out prevention methods. So can you at this moment acknowledge that that mistake was made and that we were responsible for it? It's something we didn't want to do and don't want to repeat.
Congressman, to reiterate, the United States does not deliberately target us.
Got that part.
Period. Full stop. And nor are the Iranian people our enemy. The IRGC is the adversary in this case.
I heard that in your opening statement, Admiral. I asked you a very specific question, and I'm curious what the answer is.
So the investigation is ongoing. As soon as it is complete, I'm happy to be as transparent as possible.
We will not take responsibility for something we very obviously did.
So it's a complex investigation. The school itself is located on an active IRGC cruise missile base. So it's more complex than the average strike. As soon as we're complete, I'm fully committed to transparency, given your important oversight role.
So there you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Sorry I got so worked up. It just makes me mad, because when I'm a professor teaching students, trying to teach leadership and show people how to act right, and then I watch that, that's the head of Central Command. I don't care what political party you're from. That's not leadership. That's not how you lead teams. And that's the guy running it. It makes me mad. Anyway, hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million. Want to stay in the loop? Become a subscriber.